the traffic. Amidst killer speed I stand facing the traffic, stretching my hand I am seen on kids' books and its cartoons everywhere, educating people and asking them to beware of the erratic traffic and the signboard seen on almost all the roads, so that you're safe. I see each one of you, but my sweat, my plight on the road sees who? Be it sunny or rainy, for your safety I must be vigil and agile, on the middle standing erect, as fit as a fiddle. Oh, my ear hurts. Oh, my head aches. Oh, look at the weather, such unpredictable days. But I cannot swerve, I must be on duty. I care for your safety, be it noisy or dusty, be it sunny or rainy, I must be on duty. I care for your safety. Theme: this is a beautiful poem about a traffic policeman. The speaker of the poem is the policeman himself. He speaks of the conditions under which he works. He works in all weather, good or bad. He works amidst killer speeds. He works amidst the vehicle horns and noise. He keeps standing all the time and takes care of the vehicles and the pedestrians. Sometimes his head aches and his ear hurts, but the speaker knows that any negligence in his duty might snatch a life or cause a fatal accident, so he carries on his duty very carefully. The poem beautifully depicts the joys and sorrows of a traffic policeman. Blow, blow, thou winter wind. Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Hey-ho, sing, hey-ho, unto the green holly, most friendship if feigning, most loving mere folly, then hey-ho, the holly. This life is most jolly. Freeze, freeze, thou bitter sky, that does not bite so nigh as benefits forgot, though thou the waters warp, thy sting is not so sharp as a friend remembered not. Hey-ho, sing, hey-ho, unto the green holly, most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly, then hey-ho, the holly. This life is most jolly. Theme: this poem is actually a song sung by Yen in the Shakespeare play in Quot, As You Like It, and Quot. Yen character contributes very little to the plays in Quot, action in Quot, but he sings two songs which help clarify the plot and key themes. Yen is a lord who chose to follow Duke Senior, who was banished by his brother. In this song, Yen comments on how human insolence and lack of appreciation is more bitter than the winter wind. This poem reflects the harm and misery those closest to us can inflict. At the beginning of the poem, Yen speaks of the bitter cold winter wind. The wind can be unkind and blow strong, but it isn't as cruel as human society. In the second half of the song, Yen speaks of his friends, and how they seem to have forgotten everything he had done for them in the past, and although the wind is bitter and could cause him to freeze, it's not as cutting as the behavior of his friends. The schoolboy loved to rise in a summer morn, when the birds sing on every tree, the distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Ah, then at times I drooping sit, and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with dreary shower. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing, and forget his youthful spring? Oh, father and mother, if buds are nipped, and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? Or how shall we gather what griefs destroy, or bless the mellowing year, when the blasts of winter appear? Theme: this poem highlights Blake's affinity for alternative methods of education. Consistently repeated is the draining element of schoolroom education and how it causes students to contribute poor learning and retention for students. Blake instead promotes learning outside the classroom, specifically learning in nature where he believes spontaneous and natural creativity flourishes. The analogy of the bird and the boy is also evidence of the recurring theme of nature within this poem. As a poet of Romanticism, Blake puts an emphasis on nature, the subjective self, and on emotions. Within this poem, the allusions to nature are everywhere, referencing things such as summer, wind, blossoms, rain showers, birds, and spring. 3. Blake equates the seasons of the earth to the seasons of the boy's life. Blake also analogizes the boy with a caged bird unable to sing, to attain its free place in nature, just like the boy. Out, out. The buzz saw snarled and rattled in the yard and made dust and dropped stove-length sticks of wood, sweet-scented stuff when the breeze drew across it. And from there those that lifted eyes could count 5 mountain ranges, one baying the other under the sunset far into Vermont. And the saw snarled and rattled as it ran light, or had to bear a load, and nothing happened. Day was all but done. Call it a day. I wish they might have said to please the boy by giving him the half hour that a boy counts so much when saved from work. His sister stood beside him in her apron to tell them in QUOT, supper, and QUOT, at the word, the saw, as if it meant to prove saws know what supper meant, leapt out at the boy's hand, or seemed to leap. He must have given the hand. However, it was neither refused the meeting, but the hand, half in appeal, but half as if to keep the life from spilling. Then the boy saw. All. Theme in QUOT, out, adding QUOT, by Robert Frost is a poem about a young boy who dies as a result of cutting his hand using a saw. In order to give the reader a clear picture of this bizarre scenario, Frost utilizes imagery, personification, blank verse, and variation in sentence length to display various feelings and perceptions throughout the poem. Frost also makes a reference to Macbeth's speech in the play by Shakespeare called Macbeth, which is somewhat parallel to the occurrences in QUOT, out, out, and QUOT.